So it's been quite a while since we did a video. Those of you who've been watching realise that a few things have got in the way. One, being not very well, and two, getting the time to get on the car. But we just thought to give you a little recap, first of all, where we're up to. So what we're actually trying to build is a Renault 5 Maxi, and that was a famous rally car, Group B rally car from the 80s, and it really was a superb car on tarmac. A little bit disadvantaged because it only had two-wheel drive, but that's what we're trying to replicate. So Renault themselves only built 200 of these cars for racing purposes and homologation purposes, which was the minimum criteria, and obviously we're trying to replicate. So what we've done is we've taken a standard Renault 5 car that we bought from Spain. We've taken the engine out the front, which it was a standard, and the idea is we're flipping the engine and putting the engine in the back. A lot more powerful engine, to speak. But that's going to be going in the back. So what we're trying to do is turn this standard Renault 5 into this, and wish us luck. So while we've not been able to work on the car, we have been doing a lot of shopping and research, trawling through the internet and buying some bits, which is quite enjoyable really. But it has created some extra work for us, the extra work being bracketry and piping up and that sort of thing. So we've gone for air to water cooler rather than intercooler. It's quite heavy, that thing, as well, but they are a lot more efficient, so that will go in the back of the car. There'll be a radiator in one of the side grills and a pump to pump the water through there, but they are a lot more efficient. We've gone for a big high flow dual pass radiator. There's a couple of fans to be bolted on there, and we've got to make a shroud for that as well, and a mounting bracket to go in the car, so that's extra work. We've looked at the steering rack. The steering rack's sort of like 100 turns side to side on this Renault 5. So we've opted for a Mark II Escort quick rack. Now that's going to take a little bit of installation tools as well, which is going to be interesting. And also, one of the bigger jobs, but it will be quite enjoyable, is we've gone for a Vauxhall Corsa power steering pump. Some of you may know, may not, but Vauxhall Corsa runs a electric power steering pump, which is here, and it's not going to be so heavy on the front of the car, but it's going to have a lot of tyres on it. They're going to be quite wide, so we've opted for that as well. So that'll have to be adapted to take the Renault steering column as well, and a bit of a mishmash. So that'll be a little interesting project as well. So a lot to go at. We'll show you the rest of the video of how we've got on this weekend and how we got on last weekend, and hopefully moving forward in the right direction. So we had a couple of good weekends. Last weekend was really good. Keith was round. We've had the floor cut out, the rear beams and stuff have arrived from Michael in Slovakia. I'll show you an unboxing of the crate that he sent. We haven't got all the parts. Some of the brake parts and some of the suspension parts are still left to come to us, but we don't need them as yet. But we did manage good progress here. We had to stitch some of these cross braces in just to make sure it was square, and then what we did, we laser lined everything as well. These are a little bit difficult to get in, to be honest with you. The turrets, we've only got one in so far, but that is really good progress. We've got a lot of strengthening plates and stuff to put back in as yet. We've had these made, and these are all the fillers for inside here, so they'll all fit in to make it nice and neat. So there's a lot of work to do at the back, still a lot of work to do, and then all the arms, suspension arms and stuff bolt onto there, but there's a lot of fabrication to do, and it all takes time. These strengthening plates here that we've had to make to strengthen the shell and stuff like that, they're not a 5-minute job, so it all sort of takes a little bit of time, so we're trying to do them in between all the big stuff as well. So moving down the car, there's still the sides cut out to get the rear wings on, the big flared arches, so they don't actually sit on until those are cut out there. And there's all sorts of extra bits to go in here. There's fans to go in the side, so there's a lot of work to do. So we're trying to work through the inside as well, and trying to get that tidied up. There's a lot of underseal and bitumen and stuff like that that's got to come off that as well, so that does take a fair bit of time. So moving forward, I've done a piece on this fantastic fuel tank that got done for us. I'll show you some information on that in a minute. The problem is it's still been difficult to fit because the shape of this Renault 5 engine bay is very, very difficult. We've had to cut the engine mountings out. Well, we had to drill the spot welds out for that. But it's been difficult. There's so many compound curves and stuff inside that engine bay. It's been difficult. There was a bit of accident damage that we had to repair as well, and we're still ongoing with that as well. There's still some work to do on that accident damage. So going back to the debate we had on the fuel tank and where to mount it. So we've opted for the engine bay and the rear of the engine bay right up to the bulkhead. So we took our design to the JSH Custom Fabrications in Liverpool. Jeff, really accommodating guy, has put us this nice tank together. A nice tray on the top there for our fuel pumps to go, and a swirl pot on the bottom there in dash 8 for our outlets. We're going to have to butcher it a little bit, unfortunately, but he was a really accommodating guy and well worth looking up. They're on Facebook and Instagram, JSH Custom Fabrications in Liverpool, so I say well worth a look. The engine bay is a little bit awkward. As you can see, the back there of the bulkhead, very, very awkward. A lot of compound curves, and it's going to be quite difficult to get that tank in. But we should manage it okay, and we've got some good, strong mountings for it really as well. So well worth a look, JSH Custom Fabrications there. Well worth giving them a plug. So the engine mountings had to come out first of all from the original engine, front to back mounted engine. And Renault tends to use a lot of spot welds, as you can see, a lot of spot welds there. It looks like a gunfight at the OK Corral, but they were quite difficult to get out, quite sturdy as well. And that also meant that we had to plate the inner wings with some 2mm plate as well, just to strengthen it up and take our mountings for the tank as well. Anyone who's welded a Renault before, the metal is quite thin and it's almost like welding fog, but we have managed it okay and done quite a neat job. So we thought we needed to end this section of video with a small apology. When I've looked back at the video, it's very disjointed, and that's because we've not really had any decent time to get in here, any long periods of time to get in here, so it is what it is. But we've managed to put a video together on what we've done, so we just wanted to show you that anyway. There's lots of bits with Keith on there. There's not a lot of his face, that's because we keep telling him he's got a face for radio. No, seriously, we give him a bit of stick, but he's a great lad. He's a brilliant engineer, he really is. He only lives next door but one to me, and we've been friends since we were about 21, I'd say 21. Done a lot of events together, and he really is an accommodating guy, he really is. He's done a lot of racing rally cars that he's prepared himself, a lot of good projects to a really high standard. And currently he's working on a Mark 1 Fiat 500 with a motorcycle engine in it, so that's going to be quite a beast when it's finished. We can't wait to see that. There are obviously other friends of ours that are itching to get in, but shifts and family and stuff like that get in the way. But I'm sure soon enough we'll all get in here for a beer and be having a laugh and taking the mick out of each other. I'm sure we will. The other thing I want to do, I want to thank Phil, who called in this morning from Lux Embroidery. Got this fantastic top off him with Project Rally Maxi logo on. Thanks to Phil. Phil runs Lux Embroidery based on the Wirral, and they're really good for workwear and schoolwear and stuff like that. But where they stand out, do a lot of motorsport stuff for racing rally teams. Where they stand out is the logo design, and being based online are really easy to deal with, so well worth getting in touch with them. Thanks anyway for watching. Please like, subscribe, and there's a little bell there, I believe. If you ring, it'll tell you when the next video's up. But thanks again, bear with us, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.